Hello and welcome back to the channel. On today's video I will be doing the Surrey 3 Peaks challenge, which consists of Box Hill, Leaf Hill and Holmbury Hill, and I'll be going first hill I'll be doing is Box Hill, then up to Holmbury Hill, and then to Leaf Hill, finishing back where I started at Denby's. And yeah, we'll catch you up as we go. Morning.
Morning.
And I think in total the walk is 37 kilometres, which isn't too bad of a walk, but I've kind of picked it on the worst day for not the best weather, as the views from the top of Box Hill, Leaf Hill, Holmbury Hill probably won't be that great, but I just like to be out and I can't sit indoors for any longer and just get moving and get in some fresh air. Just currently walking through West Humble, which is only like 1 kilometre in, so it's nothing too difficult. So just a little warm up before I get to the bottom of Box Hill, which again I've walked up Box Hill quite a few times, so it'll be a nice one to just get started with. I think the only hill that I've not walked up is Holmbury Hill, and I've done Leaf Hill quite a few times, so it'd be nice to do a hill I've not done before and see what the view's like, which hopefully it might clear up because it's starting to, the clouds are starting to lift a little bit, but it's still foggy, so I'll catch you when I'm at the bottom. So just got to the bottom of Box Hill currently. Just had a quick pit stop at Riker's Calf before I start the walk up to the top of Box Hill, which should be fairly straightforward and a nice one to start the day. And I'll check back in when I'm about halfway, maybe, if not at the top. See you there. Some great views at the moment. Yeah, can just about make out the road, so can't imagine there's going to be much to look at the top. This is what we're dealing with at the minute. Yeah, fingers crossed that when we get to the top, maybe be above the fog, but who knows. So just sort of near the top now, and yeah, that tombstone there was a mayor of Dorking, and he was actually buried upside down at the top of Box Hill because he believed that one day, I don't know when, the world would turn upside down, so he would be the only person to be up the right way when people died. Yeah, not too far from the top, so I'll catch you up there. I've just made it to the top of Box Hill, the first sort of hill of the day, and yeah, the view isn't the best, but so I won't be staying up here too long. So I'll be heading back down to the stepping stones, and then off to Holmbury Hill, and head that way, and after that it'll be Leaf Hill and to the top of there. So hopefully the views will get a bit better, but I can't imagine they will today because it's quite a cloudy and gloomy day and a little bit muddy. But I'll just show you the views of the top of Box Hill. It's just endless steps on the way down. One foot after the other, they say. We just keep marching down. Try and not slip on the chalk, and hopefully be at the stepping stones fairly shortly. I always find it a little bit weird, like talking to the camera and trying to make conversation with myself almost, because it's just a bit strange because you don't know where to look if you talk at the camera or to the side, or just generally just waffle to yourself and make yourself look like a fool, which is something has always put me off doing this. But you know, I kind of want to film the stuff that I get up to, like the sort of active stuff and what I do with my life, and just so I can remember, because half the time I'll do something on Monday, by the time it gets to Wednesday I forget what I've done. So it's always quite good to look back on, or even seeing as it's the end of the year, I think it's what, the 29th today, and you know, I always think my year, I've not done a lot with my year until I like sit down and have a sort of recap through like my Instagram or pictures I've taken to see what I've actually managed to do, you know, and then I realise, oh, okay, that has been quite a good and busy year. So yeah, I shall see you shortly. It's now time for the stepping stones. Done and dusted. Now it's on to Holmbury Hill. Currently wading through mud, but we are now almost at the top of Ramwell Common. I don't think the view is going to be much better because it is just purely fog and mist. So yeah, just keep going, keep walking along, get myself covered in mud. It's all part of the fun, I guess, of being out on a walk during December. 10 kilometers in, I think, or just over, and yeah, it's quite a nice stroll for a Sunday, to be honest. I don't know if I'm silly or not, but I think in total I've seen probably 10 people over the whole 10k that I've been walking so far, and they've all been like dog walkers or doing more local, like smaller walks with like family and stuff up like Box Hill and places like that. So I must be a bit mad to do this sort of walk in the winter, but where's the point in being normal and sitting around, eh? So yeah, let's just keep going, and hopefully I don't go off track and actually get lost, because then that'll be a bit of a story to tell. Yeah, just found myself a pillbox from the wall, but looks like you can't get in it at all. And it looks like they've bricked it all up, unfortunately, so I won't be going in there. Just have to look at it from the outside. It's quite cool. Another pillbox just tucked away here, still going. I just thought I'd chat and waffle for a bit, really. Like, I've always thought about YouTube as like being quite an interesting platform. Like, I've always watched other people growing up and filming their things, you know, daily lives or some video games when I was younger. And whereas now, I thought I'd give it a go and see. Like, but for me, I don't really know what to expect, really, because like the kind of videos that might be interesting. Oh, got another pillbox. See if we can actually look at this one, shall we? See if there's a way in. Doesn't look like it. No. Wow, it's blocked together. But anyway, as I was saying, I've always found it quite strange talking to a camera or talking to myself, because you always think, oh, that's the first sign of losing your mind, which maybe not, but I'll be interested to know kind of what videos people might want to see, or you know, what interests people about, well, with what I do in my life. Like, I try and go on sort of trips away to places. I do a lot of camping trips in my roof tent that I've got, which I've had for 2 years now. And then what I also do a lot of like rock climbing, hiking like today. Yeah, loads of just outdoorsy, adrenaline fueled just stuff that people wouldn't necessarily want to do, but might be interested in seeing it and seeing how I do it or how not to do it. Even just me climbing at work and the tree climbing that I do on a daily basis. You know, it's one thing seeing someone doing it, but then it's another thing having a perspective of what they're doing, or like how other companies do things where I subcontract for them. It's just going to be a thing of trial and error and see what people like. I'm not going to be posting like everything I do, because I would find that boring. Like, my life isn't that exciting to the point where I'm doing everything until the moment I lay down in bed. But I'm often doing stuff that could be interesting to some people, could be boring for most people, I don't know. But we'll find out, and we'll see what people say, see how things go. And yeah, just work it out, see how good my videos can get with editing and stuff, and just planning it and not overdoing it, but doing it to a point where I'm happy and at a standard that I want it to be at for the moment, because I can only get better and more comfortable talking to a camera and just like talking to myself and videoing it and putting it on YouTube for other people to watch and for me to look back on at the end of the year or whatever. So yeah, I will keep on plodding along, keep on wandering as I like to do, and yeah, catch you in a little bit. Turns out, as I was talking away to myself on the camera, I've ended up getting slightly off track, so I'm now adding my own little detour to get myself back on track. So it's probably going to be a slightly longer route than what I originally planned, but whether or not that's possible, or I might just sort of detour back to the point where I overlapped. Should be back on track now. I mean, no wonder I missed the path, because it didn't actually look like a path. It was purely just brambles and a fallen tree, so it didn't look that convincing. So we'll find out once I get back onto the trail that I'm following, because this is somewhat of a shortcut to cut out to stop myself from having to go back all the way to the point where I lost it, because I'm just following a trail down and around, and it's fairly hard to know exactly where you're going when there's not much of a view to follow, or other than a map. And even then, I thought I was walking most of the North Downs way, which I was, until I looked at the map again and realised, no, I had completely got myself lost. Or I say lost, but just got a bit carried away walking in a straight line. So we're back on track now, on the way to Holmbury Hill, which hopefully, I don't think it's that far away, but I could be very wrong, as the map doesn't make it look like it's just around the corner. So yeah, this isn't too bad. It's where I am now. It's just brambles and nettles and sort of wilderness, really. Just keep on going, keep on walking, getting into some nice woodlands now, into like, well, some larch woodlands. Some larch, got some rowans, some birches, just a nice mixture. Quite a nice woodland going on. And we just carry on. Currently on the Woodland Estate, walking through. I've never actually been here, but looks like quite a nice spot really, to even just come for a walk around the estate ground. Now at the bottom of Holmbury Hill, 20 kilometres later, off the walk to get all 3 ticked off in a day. Yeah, shall see you at the top, halfway to the top of Holmbury Hill. I actually got called or told that I look like a professional with my poles in my bag that I haven't even got around to using yet, because I haven't felt the need to use them. Maybe even walking up Leaf Hill, so we'll see. Now on to Leaf Hill. Just got down. Now we are going to make the walk over to Leaf Hill Woods and then up Leaf Hill to the top, to Leaf Hill Tower. Time to start the walk to the top of Leaf Hill, and yeah, that'll be Box Hill this morning, Humbury Hill for lunchtime, and then Leaf Hill in a couple minutes, and that'll be all three finished. That's Leaf Hill done and dusted. I didn't really stop at the top for long or film anything at the top apart from the tower because it's just so busy. So now I'm just going to walk back now and see how long that takes me. I think in total to do Box Hill, Humbury Hill and Leaf Hill, it was a total of 27 kilometres up until that point. So 8 hours in total to do 37 kilometres, which I don't know if it's good or bad, I couldn't really care. And yeah, that's been one hell of a walk on a nice sunny day. It will probably be even nicer, but you got to make the most of it, that's for sure. So cheers.